Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some.
But you live to trade another day, live to make another
Is
play.
it the bottom yet? I'm tryna buy up everything. Not gon' get upset. Just pull the trigger, let it bang. When I see a trade, I'm hopping in like a Uber to secure my future up early, just like a rooster. Eyes glued to the computer, looking for a bag or two. Market cipher on the screen, compliments of trading view. Now I know what I'ma do. Buy low and sell high. Even if you try and fail, at least you didn't fail to try. I don't wanna be the type of guy that let fear win. I'm the one that dive in head first and bust my chin. I know FOMO is a no-no, but I still get it in. No, I can't predict the future, but I know I'm bound to win. Later or sooner, I'll be the big kahuna. Cause I got big kahunas. I was not scared to get money, I took me some chances and now I'm the big kahuna. And if you scared, might as well get neuter. I'ma keep chasing my dreams. Wake up and mansion so big, I need a segue to get from wing to wing. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day, live to make another play. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some.
But you live to trade another day, live to make another
Don't be scared, G. Like paid in full, get your bread, B. Cold wallet full of crypto, yeah, Big Lebowski. Can't forget to tip the waitress. Fur and loathing in Las Vegas. Tupac told us about the changes. People hating on your greatness. Mansion looking hella spacious. Shoes, they ain't got no laces. This the Aquarius age. Life happen in different phases. Out with money, in with crypto, analog to digital. Could've been rich, but you was scared. What a imbecile. Say you want a miracle, but you bet the minimal. Should've bet it all. Hell no, not the unthinkable. Grow some balls if you got a pair. Man, I double dare you to put it all in the market. No sir, I'm not trying to scare you. Seeking and searching, I need some more money. AI is scary, make us look like dummies. Serious about profit, I need it, I'm hungry. My music all over, but I'm from the country. Bank account thicker than Manuka honey. Got multiple wallets, don't go in my pocket. Either's a favorite, but I don't discriminate. Scared to get money, get the hell up out my face. You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day, live to make another play. You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day,
live to make another play.
Win some,
another day,
you lose some.
Another play, live to trade another day, live to make another play.
Win some,
another day,
you lose some.
Another play, live to trade another, live to trade another day.
Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some. But you live to trade another day, live to make another play.
This token is the end game. It's the shitcoin of shitcoin. I mean, imagine telling your coworkers you're quitting because Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you coin. Boom! Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap. Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit
HPOSNI.com.
Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Dano Crypto. Make sure my microphone is loud. Hey, can you hear me? Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's go. Got more volume? I know it was a little low. All right, we're looking good. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. So we're gonna cover some things that happened, over the week, over the weekend. We have some videos to play. We got some clips to play. We have basically, you know, overall market breakdown for the altcoins, for Bitcoin. And we don't normally like to do the whole, like, we don't like to do the I told you so. We don't like to think that we're a genius or anything like that, because, man, we've made some mistakes in crypto. Best place to learn about yourself or to really have some accountability, you know, if you really want to really hit crypto the right way. You're gonna nuke your back to zero maybe 2 to 3 times, rebuild it all the way back up, then to lose it again. You might get into leverage trading. You might, I don't know, for God's sakes, get into NFTs. So crypto is pretty crazy, but yeah, we've seen the light. We've seen the light, and we want to give you some optimism. You know, we don't want to be pessimistic. We don't want to be a bear. We want to hopefully be as even keeled as we can right now, because I think the market needs it. I think the market needs less leverage trading. I think, if anything, the content creators in this space should have learned their lesson over 1010. One of, October 10th was the biggest liquidation event in crypto history. And we just kind of still swept that under the rug and really revealed that we all have a massive gambling leverage addiction. And prediction markets are showing this to be true. The way that all the content creators, not even just in crypto, but just in podcasts, are encouraging people to become gamblers, to basically gamble and parlay on everything from the score of the game to when your grandma's gonna fall down the stairs. I mean, I don't freaking know, but it's pretty crazy that you can parlay just about everything. And instead of making you think about what is a compounding investment, or even something like a security, or something like a bond, or something like an ETF, or something that you can hold, and the only way that you lose money is if you sell it at a loss. And so all these people are given everything a 50-50 chance, and less than a 50-50 chance, especially when you're doing scratch offs, you're trying to play the lotto, you're playing against the house, which we know the house always wins. And this is the same concept that's happening in crypto right now, and people are still falling for it. You are getting a feed and a perception of a very small amount of people that are making money and have kind of the brain for it. You can have a nice skill edge on trading, of course, and you can use indicators and all that stuff. But then, we've shown that on 1010, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. One bad, Trump waking up on the wrong side of the bed and the insiders knowing what's going to happen. That's at least your chances. We have the insiders knowing when Trump is going to post something. We pointed out the fact that, word of advice, if you're feeling a little depressed right now in the market and you've been in for 3 years, you don't have anything to show for it, stop leverage trading. Stop waiting for what Trump is going to post on social or what announcements he's going to make. Join the Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10E new Telegram, and then just buy spot crypto. And you might cure your depression. Your depression might just fall away. So let's point out some of the things that we have kind of predicted on this channel recently was the Max Payne event. We got a couple posts. We got a lot of stuff we want to point out. Some comments made by people. So many different things. And also I want to point out, because we're trying to do a PSA, a public service announcement for these exchanges, especially ones like KSEX, ones like, go down the line. Every single exchange that says they have zero fees, zero maker fees, zero taker fees, zero fees across the board, and they somehow manage to give all this yield to every single customer, run away fast. Because that exchange will be the first exchange to KYC, and will also then, if you're not an account that had been already KYC'd before and you have thousands of dollars on these exchanges, you have I'm just going to say your chances get slimmer and slimmer of you being able to withdraw your funds properly, or getting your account frozen is very much a high chance, okay? This isn't just me just saying stuff. It's a fact. So these exchanges don't have enough money and are not liquid enough and don't have proof of reserves properly to, if everyone wanted to just decide on one day, hey, I want to exit out of crypto and get it off this exchange, they would freeze multiple accounts because they wouldn't be able to pay them all. It's the same with banks here, or any bank that has fiat currency and cash. If we all went to the bank right now and tried to get it out, they would go, whoa, 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 whoa. They would say, hold the freaking phone. They would say, stop. And so you think that happened for a lot of stuff. And that's when the whole jig is up. But what's interesting with crypto on chain, when you hold it on chain and not in an exchange, and you're not leverage trading and just trading paper contracts on an exchange, they don't even have all those altcoins and the paper altcoin that they're trading with leverage. They don't even have enough to back it. So when you're buying it on chain and you actually are just buying the crypto on chain, it is yours and it's actually yours. You own the keys. Best analogy for someone who's new in crypto and just coming in, and you still don't understand the concept of the difference between an exchange and the difference between a on-chain wallet that you have the control of, the keys. The best analogy I can give you is you have a lockbox, and that's your public address. Just like how someone can send to your PO box and send and deposit something, send to this address, which is, quote, public, but they can't go in and take out whatever was put in there. It's only, you can deposit in there and you can see the balance, but only you have the key. Only you have the key to turn, which is your seed phrase, to be able to then withdraw out of it. So that's all it is. And you need to remember that your login and your password to these centralized exchanges does not mean that you have control over this crypto. And so we should have learned our lessons from BlockFi and Celsius and Voyager and FTX and these things, the domino that happened in 2022 that wrecked a lot of people. And so we should have learned our lesson then to never hold crypto ever on an exchange. And so that really was the nail. That was the one for me to switch up and say, okay, I can't give any trust like to exchanges in the form of like, I'm going to like park all my crypto here. Like, it's just not going to happen. I can't do it. So, and I would feel as a responsibility as a content creator now to then explain this to new people coming in that are going to go on the App Store, and the first things that pop up are these centralized exchanges. Why? Because they have an incentive for you to use them because they make money on you being a user. Same with digital wallets though too, these cold wallets or hot wallets that have a seed phrase. They take a percentage, but the difference is that you own the crypto. Like, you're only getting hit with a fee when you have to, convert your fiat cash to crypto, or you have to, you're paying a network fee, whatever it is, or in the actual platform itself, they might be taking like a 0.03 whatever swap fee. That's how their operations, that's how they're making money. That's how they're able to, keep doing what they're doing. But the difference is that you own the crypto, and it's up to you with your seed phrase and your security and your risk management that you have in place, that you can keep your crypto. But when it's on an exchange, it's theirs. It's theirs. It is whatever they say. Oh, we have your backup phrase seed. No, if it's on the exchange, it's theirs, and they will run all kinds of stories and run all kinds of stuff on you. And there's all the fine print of you going into the exchange to begin with, basically telling you that we have jurisdiction over your crypto, and if we go down, we can keep it, and the only way you're going to get it back. But this is only with certain exchanges that are regulated. If they're offshore, unregulated exchanges, you're definitely not going to be able to go to court and be a, quote, creditor to get your crypto back. No, they just freeze your account and they say, we'll resolve it in 365 days. You have to wait a year. AKA wait until the bull market's over and you're in the bear market and we sold all your crypto. So watch out. Don't fall for this. Don't fall for these like lame, like low liquidity, like super low tier exchanges that have zero fees. You need to not use them. And I will tell you firsthand, I am going up a level and I'm going to be a content creator and someone who's in crypto that's going to be creating crypto businesses that's going to promote things that are not going to lose people like their actual entire account by it being the exchange itself or whatever I'm promoting. Like, I am not going to do that. I don't want to do that. So I think the best thing I can do is just like promote products and promote things that I personally use that have at least kept me safe from not getting hacked or drained. I think I've used MetaMask this whole entire time. And I think even though it has its flaws, it has bugs, it is the most secure app, has MEV protection where you don't get sniped by doing a swap or something like that. And then you get some, MEV bot come in and, take your stablecoin transaction to zero. I want to promote companies that are just a way for people to learn about crypto, just to get on chain. Like going and using an exchange is like not basically, barely on, it's like not even on chain. You're like, they're a broker, essentially. They're a crypto broker, holding your stuff. And when it gets bad and when it gets good, you're the pawn that gets left in the dust. You're the pawn that gets left in the dust. So learn the difference between centralized exchanges and DeFi hot, cold storage wallets. And certain apps when you're holding the crypto on there if you actually have full ownership. Swiss Mondoman, Mondoman, Swiss Mondoman. Am I saying that right? It says lovely stream. Well, lovely to see you. I see a fellow Sproto. So I would just watch out. I would watch out for that exchange warning. Yeah, PSA. That's a public service announcement. That's like, you guys are always looking for the alpha. That's the alpha. Just watch out. Don't be like all buddied up with all these exchanges, man. It's just, that's why I went full MetaMask. I was like, look, MetaMask has a referral program now. There's a link I can promote. I don't feel bad about that. Like I was feeling bad about all the other stuff, realizing that I was part of the problem of something that I'm feeling passionate about, and now I'm preaching on my live stream. So I don't like not practicing what I preach. I feel gross when I do that. I'd rather just not say anything at all. Like, you know what I mean? So I've legit used MetaMask from freaking 2021. And so if there's anything that, even if I've just had to grow with it, almost like a marriage, I feel okay promoting that. I feel okay about that. And I think crypto people have a responsibility to their followers to know if they are promoting these exchanges and these links. They need to tell them the truth, and they need to say, hey, there's like a 80% chance that you could lose all your money. But go ahead and use the link. And just so you know, when you lose, I'm making money from you. Because that's what's happening. If you get liquidated or you make money, doesn't matter. You lose money or make money. You're making money from people in a way that probably is not, I don't know, doesn't feel right. At least, like, it's funny because we talked about this on live stream with Graham, Halloween 2008, where it's like at a certain point, like, you have to align with where you're not like you're not stepping on so many people to be able to get to where you are, and you're helping more and ratioing to not being like, yeah, I made all my money because like I had because a lot of people lost. And so it's like there probably is some kind of balance in that, and I don't know, and it's really tough because it's like then you have to really audit almost everything in your life that way. If you're going to look at one thing like that, then it's a double standard in another. And this is why it is sometimes kind of difficult to be a human, because there are so many levels of complexity in our life of what you want to believe in or what you want to follow, your virtues, your ethics. And man, crypto will test them all. Crypto will test them all. Really show what type of person you are coming in the crypto space. Very fascinating. Very fascinating. All right, we'll get to the point. All right, so this was September 26th. September 26th, I drew this picture on the Bitcoin chart. I said, I have a very good instinct and intuition that Bitcoin's just going to chop around, get us really excited, and then probably give us max pain IQ test. I called it the max pain IQ test. The Lux Algo order block of liquidity was sitting heavy right here at 98,000. And sure enough, the damn thing went right there. If I was a betting man, which now I'm kind of not in terms of leverage, I could have shorted the crap out of this. Would have been the most epic short I've ever put in my life, because I drew this. God, when did it was in September. So a whole month ago, over a month ago, feeling like max pain was going to be coming down the pipe. Almost like how Ansem was feeling. He was like, my gut says 100K. And I mean, it took a little bit, but it ended up being pretty dead on. But it was crazy. This thing wicked right into the circle. The market, dude, you're barely watching me, headband. What are you talking about? Market makers are watching me. That's hilarious. But I was telling a friend of mine yesterday that, you know, you can't have the attitude of, like, for instance, I didn't stream yesterday, and I almost had the attitude that I was like, oh, well, no one cares anyway if I streamed or not. I mean, it's not like I had like thousands of people being like, where's Dano? I can't believe he didn't stream. I think one person asked in the Telegram, in the Harry Potter Obama Sonic Tinny new Telegram. I think it was More Light. He was like, "Are you streaming?" Headband, it's just you. It's just you and More Light. I think it's just you and More Light, and maybe a couple others, legends. You guys are gonna be millionaires. You're gonna change your lives. Everyone else, you're toast. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, don't care. Didn't ask plus your K. So, and also send me 2 ETH. And do you accept the truth?
Thank you very much.
I've accepted the truth a long time ago. Is you have to buy something and believe, and that's actually what Bitcoin represents. BTC represented a change in the paradigm of finance. Raise me 2 ETH. Raise me 2 ETH. I'll raise you another 2. Send me 2 ETH. I'll send you 2 back. It's funny, like, where other people will put up donation addresses, like asking for money. Like, I'll be like, hey, I actually have some NFTs you can purchase, but and people will donate to these wankers like James Wynn and the White Whale. They'll put up donation addresses, even though these people have like millions of dollars being paid by the system. And they'll donate to these addresses too, by the way. It's hilarious. I don't see how people are that gullible to be able to do it. And then I'll be like, hey, I got this really cool Bitcoin inspired eyeball with the moon inside of it. It's only $109. And people are like, get out of here. They're like, get out of here. Who invited you here? What are you doing over here to put your art? And that's like the kind of response. That's the response I get. And then these freaking like gambling leverage traders that are probably most likely getting funded by the exchanges to come on the timeline and distract everyone. They get money donated to their addresses. I was talking to my wife about this, and then she was like, "People don't really do that? How dumb can people be?" And I said, "Please help me, because I can't seem to come to a conclusion. I have no idea. I don't know." That's why I literally think people are addicted to leverage porn, and they love the idea of these leverage traders, these high P&L traders like CryptoFace, and I mean, they're just like, "Oh man, I wonder if I can get to that point." Yeah, if you stop being a degenerate and spot buy crypto instead of blowing up multiple accounts over and over again. Let's see if we can get to that point, crypto Twitter. Don't know. Do not send soul.soul. Let's go. Yeah, no, that's it. Is that your donation address? Because if it is, I'll send one soul to it. Stop it. Oh no! Well, it's crazy because like I think I've had just a Solana donation address like in my link in my YouTube, but I've never had a single person donate. I've had a legitimate, actual, like true in life donation of Sol from a good crypto friend of mine that actually helped me get to Dubai. So like legit. Where I've maybe made jokes where like, "Oh, no one sent me crypto," but like, no, for real. Like I've had legit someone who was very gracious enough to like, you know, make sure that I was going to be able to make one of these trips. Like really helped me out. It was really cool. So like in crypto, and that's what's so cool about crypto was like, you know, it's freaking like across the world. So I still very, very grateful. I'm very much appreciative. But yeah. Yeah, no, but it's crazy, man. I just think that like I realized how quickly I got addicted to the prospect of making it in leverage trading, because I did do pretty well. I mean, I got 2 accounts up to 10K, ran them up, like could have just kind of took a break a little bit, but I got all too caught up with my emotions. And I think that's the problem. Like, that's the thing. Like, do I want to keep going back and forth and realizing that sometimes that like gambling, Dano, like that aspect, like that's a hard one to beat. I'd rather not do it. I'd rather just like be like, yeah, no, like I know myself too well. And I can master other aspects of myself that will trump me making money as a leverage trader. That's the difference, is that once you realize your worth, you're not going to attach it to one specific thing. Like, I'm going to make it being a leverage trader. No, maybe you might make it being like a really good live streamer. Maybe you'll make it that a company will finally give you a massive deal that you'll make way more money than you ever would trying to beat the sandworm, which is Binance. Or the insider traders that you see pulling off all these mega shorts and mega longs. Like you just know your value in all kinds of other ways, and you don't just start doing it in that particular way. So, because I think that's what I did, and I lost the plot. I lost like what actually how I can bring true value to the space. There's plenty of leverage traders and accounts. I mean, go watch Alex O Crypto. Go watch Army Piper. If you want to go and trade and get your entries and your leverage, I'll still give you the entries. Hey, look, I showed you a month ago you could have shorted the crap out of this if you were a leverage trader and not just being like, I'm watching Dano because look, he just told me a month ago. That this was going to go to $98,000 most likely. pretty damn spot on. So without me telling you, oh, you need to do this is the play, go to my private Telegram group, so then I get, no, you just get all, it's all for free. So, but I think that I can bring a lot more value to the space by not showing you another channel that is just like leverage trade porning you. I'm not doing that. So something that, so let's get into altcoins. Okay. So let's get into altcoins real quick. We got some things happening with, funny things happening with Dash. So Dash, the crypto Dash saw the post about DoorDash going down 20% because their earnings like looked like crap. And then they made a joke. They were like, this whole time investors bought the wrong one. They just found out they could have been buying Dash. Dash Pay instead of DoorDash. So that's hilarious. So that just like looked like it got rugged. They did not look like that. So 20% after reporting weaker than expected Q3 2025 earnings. Man. So, but then if you're looking at Dash, then who to follow, you're gonna get, funneled into Monero. And what's funny right now, there's all these bull posts about Zcash right now. Obviously Zcash is taking over the narrative right now in terms of, is it going to go to $1,000 or should I be selling it right now? Or is this the top signal because everyone on the timeline is super bullish Zcash? Because every time, if you've followed crypto Twitter long enough, start to notice when certain accounts start posting, when certain accounts start like doing what they're doing, do what they do, that's usually a good top signal. It's not been like guaranteed every time, but it's been a good indicator. And we've also, where a lot of the big accounts like Crypto, Ran, Crypto Banter, you get all of them with their bear markets here, selling everything. I'm all in cash. That's usually like a good bottom signal. And it's funny because then if you go to the smaller accounts, you go to accounts like me, bigger accounts, or, I should say up and coming accounts, we're actually more on the ball. We're more on the nose. You follow people like Headband, you follow people that are just like actually watching crypto. They don't get allocated. They don't get allocations of things. Like they actually like buy crypto with their money and they have more stake in it, Okay, earned it a little bit more. They have way better takes. I've noticed that. There's accounts on here that have 500 followers that get 2 likes that are more bullish on crypto than these blokes, jokers, jabronis, pansies out here with thousands and thousands of followers. I think it's an absolute disgrace. But yeah, the Zcash thing here is that people are selling Zcash. They've been buying Zcash. If they were catching on to the momentum and they caught the momentum, this is what's so interesting about crypto is with momentum, you can come in halfway through the rip. You can come in halfway through the rip because look, if you go to the monthly, Zcash is up 272% on the month. On the year, it's up 1,300. So if you were just DCAing across this thing, your cost basis is probably pretty good, especially if you were like going heavy over like maybe a month or 2 ago when it was down here. But look, you can see how every time it got a pump, it had a consolidation and then ran up to the next point, all-time high. And then you see it has a consolidation and then it just ran. It looks like it's just not even stopping. It looks like it's not going to stop. This is what's very interesting about Zcash. It just looks like it's not going to stop. But we know that things don't just go up forever. We need to always have that in our mind and know that if you are going to be buying Zcash, you could potentially be buying a top of what people had been buying all down here. And they're like, okay, there ain't no way. They're like, there ain't no way I'm going to be trying to not de-risk to see if this thing, quote, can go to, quote, $1,000. I think this thing Zcash is going to get rotated into Monero, most likely into whatever next privacy coin, and then it's just going to be a big rotation of liquidity because still, even though the suits are here, the institutions are here with crypto, they're buying crypto, they're hopefully buying our bags. There's not like a bunch of new money coming in. We just have a bunch of stables being minted, but where are those stables going to go? But also it's just a lot of money being rotated around. And so we just need to see where those buckets are going to be filling up. We've now saw that after Bitcoin has hit that top and and whales have taken profits. Well, I guess they're funneling it through the privacy coins, AKA Zcash, while all the other alts on the monthly got cooked. And you just see like crypto Twitter being sidelined because no one really actually owns any Zcash. If anything, they just started buying it. No one owns Dash. We all own this crap. We all own this garbage. We own Hex, Pepe, Bonk, Near Protocol, Arbitrum, Uniswap, AVAX, all this stuff that's down on the month, 44%, while all this stuff was up pumping. You see what happened here? And then you go on the year, it's even worse. You go, oh my God, I could have just bought XRP and Zcash and gold? That's why people are so angry right now. If you really want to know the truth about crypto Twitter and why crypto people seem a little like, because they could have bought XRP, Zcash, Dash, and gold. But we bought absolute trash for 6 months. That's why people are angry. That's why people are like, what do I do? They're like, do I need to go to therapy or go into a mental institution after what has been done to me? It's bad. Like people's Solana wallets with dust of Hawk Tua coin and Melania and the Trump coin and Mooding and AIXA, whatever, all the AI garbage slop that was on Solana. Gosh, I mean, just imagine there's like 20 coins of garbage in our wallets, and all we had to do was buy 3 things: XRP, Zcash, and gold. That's feels bad, man. It feels bad. So, but like Pepe will say and remind you that it is, once you hit rock bottom, there's only one way to go. There's only one way to go. So, no thank you. I want to stay poor. Some people 6 days ago say, hey, it's an easy 10x from here. Do you think that's true? Let's pull up the Pepe chart. I always know when it's really quiet on my stream that people are either watching their trades get completely destroyed and they have no time to waste. They're running to their alarms being their notifications going off on their phone. They're like, I have to see what the damage is. All right, so Pepe from here, if we're looking at the Binance chart, just to get back up to the all-time high, it's a 3x. No, that's a 4x. If we get to the first 1618, which I think is fair, I think that's fair. Is Gemini down? Dang. But that's the thing, guys. You'll realize soon enough that you don't need, who cares? Like, when the exchanges go down, you should already be positioned in crypto to where that shouldn't even bother you. And that's the truth. we've been led to believe that we needed these exchanges the whole time, but they need us. So it's like they can innovate and do all their crap all they want to. I don't care. Like at the end of the day, they're a counterparty risk, and I want to eliminate counterparty risk out of my life. Like I want to be in control of my risk, because I trust me way better than I trust Gemini or any of these exchanges with my money. And we shouldn't give them so much trust. And the reason is because like they'll pay people, obviously haven't been paying me, but because I would almost want to say I wish they would, but then it's like, you're going to be able to let all the people that I just onboarded into Gemini, you're going to actually let them get their money out when things get bad? I don't know. But what I do know is if I promote MetaMask and you have your phone and it's on a seed phrase, as long as you can memorize 12 words. Can you memorize 12 words and have that locked in a damn safe? Well, then you can put that seed phrase on any damn device you want to, and it's yours. Referral code in the description of this live stream. Told you guys, I'm not playing around. I'm so tired of like being gaslit and led and straw man or whatever the hell you want to call it into thinking that that's how we need to operate in this game here, especially as a content creator. And luckily, I think I'm going that direction. I think I've aligned pretty well. But yeah, Pepe as a spot buy right now is actually looking pretty tasty, because the last time we hit this support here, this is support. I mean, we're in support. Look at all this support here. This is support. So any spot buy, no leverage, don't do any leverage, any spot buy around here, I don't care where it is a pretty decent move up into test into the fibs again. That would be a really good, nice test into the fib levels. I kind of want to go over some altcoins. Okay, Zara. We're talking about privacy, so I wanted to segue this into Zara. Zara is a low cap, new developed, zero proof knowledge privacy coin protocol that has its own dashboard of trying to do private cash in a ZK proof environment, which means that when you go in and whatever you do inside of there, it is walled. It still can be proved that you sent it, so then it's like, it's not just like air money, but you can't, it's obfuscated. But you can do it with you're on the Solana network, ETH, I believe, on the Bitcoin network, and then I'm not sure what other networks are going to have supported, but they're building some stuff. So this is, I would think, the more bullish, low cap privacy thing, because everyone's going to focus on Zcash, everyone's focusing on Monero. They might look at other things like Dash, go down the line and see what other coins are listed under privacy or working under privacy. This is the lowest cap thing that I've discovered thanks to Headband. So they just migrated their contract from... Where do they migrate their contract from? What did they do it on? They did it on... Yeah, we're going to get to this one too in a second. I have so many things I'd like to talk about, but I keep it. Yeah, speaking of, like, you know, trying to figure out like what's going on with these freaking exchanges and why people can't withdraw. I didn't even accuse Ourbit of actually doing it. I was just like, what's going on? Why isn't there's not just like an actual response? It just seems like there's just like an intern on the timeline that's just like, oh, let me get them good. And it's like, no, like, you're a company that holds millions and millions of dollars of money, and people have their money on there and people promote it. So when someone comes and says, hey, I can't get my money out, You should address it immediately, not some like stupid post on Twitter. So I addressed that issue and I got blocked. Insane. Okay, so migrated to Meteora. Yeah, that was it. We successfully migrated our liquidity pool from Radium. Original liquidity pool was on Radium, and they went to Meteora version 2 liquidity pool. So I wonder why. So maybe there was more. Maybe there's just better. Maybe it's just a better management over on Meteora. Meteora recently just did a token as well. We've been waiting for that. We were wondering that like it took them a while, like because Jupiter was one of the big airdrops for a router. Even if you use the Phantom wallet, so I knew like Meteora would have one, and I've used Meteora in the Phantom wallet. Still didn't get eligible for an airdrop. I'm like, these people that post these damn screenshots of getting these airdrops. I'm like, the hell. Using this stuff too. Where's my damn airdrop? Like the Monad stuff, you got a single Monad nothing. That's why I'm like, screw Monad. I'm not going to use it anyway. Who cares? And no, everyone who's getting the airdrop, no one cares. They're just cashing it right out, and they're just going to go and still probably use the Ethereum over Monad. Or whatever, or go use AVAX or something. AVAX is so fast. Have you ever actually used AVAX? Instant. Boom. That's why it can be used as a gaming chain as well. That's a real test of your chain. Can it be used for gaming transactions? Do you have to confirm every step? Confirm this transaction. Confirm this transaction. People are funny. Crypto is funny because people just talk a bunch of crap, but they don't even use anything. They don't even use nothing. So yeah, if you're wondering like, okay, I'm buying the tops of all these other privacy coins. I got about a 2x minimum over the next like couple years, because think about it, in a year it's already gone up 1,000%. I mean, what's your chance now? It's just kind of the truth. So you probably have more asymmetric upside with something like a new tech like this, but then you also still have a chance to lose all your money. So it's up to you. This could go to zero. Zcash could go to zero. Some big news thing could come out that everyone got rugged on Zcash. I don't know. Crypto is wild. And then, like I said, the example of, then, all of a sudden, XRP comes back in and goes up another 1,000%. I mean, it literally could get sidelined by anything. You just never know. That's why it's really tricky. Like, we have all these bag biases and hopes of things in crypto, and I want to demystify it and to say, hey, I mean, if you make any amount of money at all in crypto, God bless you. But you just have to be able to hold through the pain and know that this is a wild, volatile game of new money. Of that the big suits and the institutions are coming in realizing they know this is the, it's like, if you can't beat them, join them, which is, we're going to segue into what we wanted to talk about too on this live stream really quick. We got about 15 more minutes. We're ending at 12. We're not going to do a 2-hour, 3-hour long marathon. You're just going to get what you get today. Hour live stream, no trading, no leverage, no BS. Just stuff that I think is valuable that you can take into your crypto journey, which I think is alpha. You don't need the next 100x from me. So we're going to address the obvious issue of ZACKXBT aligning with Binance. A lot of the times feel like I can put words to things and explain a thesis pretty well, but sometimes there's other people that can do a lot better. This person, Master, said, well, folks, ZACKXBT is now officially on the Binance payroll. And so it's per this post where ZACKXBT is, he said, the BNB chain posted, keeping Web3 safe takes more than tech. It takes people who care enough to trace every lead. which is hilarious and ironic coming from BNB, who they basically caused the biggest liquidation event in crypto history. But let's just sweep that under the rug. ZACKXBT is now supporting the BNB chain community to help keep the ecosystem cleaner, fair, and more transparent. So what's been obvious for a long time is now official and everyone's celebrating. And he said, not me though, but let me break down my thoughts. He said, many will probably unfollow, maybe because I've attached the maybe. Same people who admired Zach's work, people who believed in integrity. So if you don't know who ZACKXBT is, basically like an on-chain investigator who's covered a lot of fraud and a lot of things between with chains, projects. I mean, has basically even has helped, I think, the FBI. I mean, has like helped all these like actual like big, bureaus and basically of investigators to track down some of crypto's biggest frauds. So it's got a good track record in that sense. But what's interesting is that, there's been a lot of speculation on Binance and kind of the CZ's actions, with Aster and, just the way CZ's been acting is just really strange. Obviously, he's been pardoned by the president. We know now that it's an obvious pay for play deal. President Trump is acting like he doesn't know who CZ is, but he pardoned him, and like it's such a just flat out lie. So there's obvious connections with all of the Binance dealings with how the market is operating in terms of price action. And I think directly our legislators and people that are in crypto here in America, if they're not insiders on the whole BNB thing, they're actively trying to make crypto more regulated. I think like the Hogans, like this guy, where's the guy? Where is he at? I think I had it saved. I'll have to replay it. I have to go and find it. Like, I think there's some people that actually do want, they want crypto to be more regulated, but in a way that companies like Binance don't have 60%, 70% market control over a coin that we have as an ETF here in America, aka Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. How do these companies fight against us and make it harder for our assets like this to, quote, go up? Is they're wash trading it through Wintermute, which is what Binance is doing, and what apparently they are, quote, under investigation. But if that was the case, then that would be this ultimate FUD against the biggest controller of the market. And I even talked about it with Graham the other day, that I think it's BS that people feel like they can't speak out because it's in conflict of interest of their coin because they want Binance to list it. And I'm like, duh, that's the point. That's what I think is BS. I think if Binance went out and Binance was destroyed, I think it probably would cause some type of major black swan event. But imagine what the aftermath would be. I would attribute it to almost like the internet bubble blowing up, and then out of the ashes come the phoenixes of what ended up being some of the biggest trades for people in the stock market in the early 2000s. Had to have the long game, though, had to play the long game. So I wonder this all links to all these C-tier exchanges that are eventually going to rug all their users, and hopefully the people that start leverage trading on there, that get out fast, get your money off fast now, because it's only going to get harder and your chances are getting slimmer and slimmer. So don't think that you're just hitting the casino and you're think about it as you go to Vegas and you're just hitting. You know that's happened in Vegas where they don't let you leave. They're going to tax you. And if you've won too much, they might think you are cheating. They're going to bring you in the back room and they're going to bust you up. They're going to break your freaking kneecaps. They're not letting you leave. That's what the exchange is. You got to get that analogy hammered in your head like that, So you got to understand this. So the exchanges are, I think, setting up. And 1010 was a perfect example of a massive rug, and all these exchanges that are promoting, 0 fees, don't use them. And if it's easy to get on, if it's super easy to get on, it's gonna be harder to get off. That's how you have to reverse engineer the marketing campaigns that are happening on crypto Twitter. As a content creator, you have a responsibility to not rug your audience. Okay? So crypto over here in America is going to be regulated through ETFs. So it means ETF inflows and outflows, and the prices are very much heavily going to be judged by if there's inflows and outflows, which means it's going to deleverage a little bit of the risk for 401ks, old money coming in, and that's what's going to solidify some of the price growth. So, I mean, that's my best guess of what I think is going to be coming down the pipe. And so Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, they have ETF flows right now. Solana has two staking contracts right now. Bitwise and Grayscale. BSOL and GSOL. They have staking. So, but we have all of these Ethereum ETFs that are pending staking, but Grayscale already has it kind of locked in. And you see how the prices reflect, like we've had so much down pressure, but look at what the ETF flows look like. They're outflowing a lot. So you see how, in combination with Binance doing what they're doing on the other side, and with the flows, it's like, how do you combat that? Well, you buy and have a long-term strategy. You have like a very much a long-term outlook on this. I think that's how we're going to survive. Because I think even though Zero Hedge says gold for Bitcoin plan is a rumor that the market is not yet buying, I am buying it. I've told you my tinfoil hat crazy thesis plan I think the government has of dumping on the world's head with our gold to set up a Bitcoin standard. But it's not going to come without some growing pains of who's like the people that are, let's just say like maybe the snakes in the system that would try and do everything to make sure that doesn't happen. But who knows? I don't know how strong that pushback is going to be, but this, I think, is going to be the plan. I think that's what's coming down the pipe. That's what's going to set Bitcoin as the standard deviation of what we denominize stuff in our 401ks, our basically like our bonds, our equities, and cash and gold. Like, it's all going to be represented on the blockchain in some type of way, because it shows with the stablecoin market. We got all these stable coins being minted, on Ethereum and Solana. You got Tron. Now Tron used to be the top one. Now Solana's fully over. No, is Tron still? Okay, I was like, what happened here? Yeah, Tron second to Ethereum, but look at what's under now. Tron is Solana. I think pretty soon Solana might end up overtaking Tron in stable coins. And if you want to know what the ultimate plan is for stable coins and why there's stablecoin legislation and the Clarity Act with the Genius Act, it's because that's going to be a modality for the states to be able to issue a type of program to help combat the loss of jobs. Because the job market is only going to get worse. It's not going to get better for people in some cases. It might get worse. New jobs will be created, but that's for certain sectors. So it's not like all these people are going to all of a sudden, oh yeah, let me learn how to do this thing real quick. They don't have the time. They got to feed their family. They don't have time to go learn a new thing. They got to go get money now. And so what's going to happen is that these stable coins that are being minted on chain are going to be issued out through the states. The states are going to issue the stable coin, and you're going to have to spend it. And that's just the thing. And so if you don't spend it, guess what? Smart contract gets sent out of your account, goes back into the pool. That's how they're going to manage it. This is my theory. This is how universal basic income comes through, not by printing fiat cash, but by minting stable coins on the blockchain through the states. Because that's how they're going to be able to track it. They'll be able to easily track it on the blockchain through the wallet that they give you through the state. You'll get a state wallet. It's not necessarily going to be, quote, like a CBDC, but it's going to be a state regulated stable coin that's different than a CBDC. Because, yeah, you can spend it. They're not going to tell you what you can and cannot spend it on. But the thing that will be probably implemented is that if you don't spend it, it just might go right back into the pool. I don't know if I like that idea. I think it's just like, hey, you should be able to just like get it, accumulate it up, do whatever the heck you want with it. But like people ask the question, well, what will they do if each state stablecoin be able to be used across borders, like in other states? So if like Wyoming has a stablecoin that was minted on, I don't know, one of the blockchains, like how is it going to be crossed? Like, yeah, that's a lot of good questions, but this is what the new system is all going to be based on. That's what it's going to be based on. Because there are going to be thousands of people that are going to lose their jobs through AI, and there's just going to be, it's coming down the pipe. They just are not going to freak people out. I mean, they just have to, like, Trump has to come to say, no, the stock market's booming, blah, 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 everything looks great. Like, you know, we've stopped all these wars. Well, yes, but no, the stock market, that's irrelevant to people who are just trying to like get a loaf of bread. Like they're just trying to get some eggs. They're just trying to like get groceries. They're trying to figure out like how they're going to be able to pay all their stuff. No one, the average person right now is not like, oh yeah, like the stock market's booming. Like that's not the case. That's not the reality for some people. So when they're like, oh, the stock market's hitting all-time highs, cool. That's not affecting everyone. It's affecting like 10% of people. The other 90% are like, I'm trying to figure out, I got to put the butter back or I got to put the whatever back. That's the reality. So that's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse. It's not a doomer. I'm not being a doomer. It's just, it's figures and numbers that are not being presented that are real out here. And that's what's happening. So I think the stablecoin thing is really going to actually hit as a universal basic income. That's why they're doing all of the legislation for the states to get ready for the stablecoins. So then the stablecoins will be able to be used across all POS purchasing. All the businesses will take stablecoins. Everything's going to be on chain. And there's going to be the top 4 chains that are used by everyone. So maybe our goal is like, okay, yeah, maybe own a piece of these networks before the world is on chain. That requires no leverage. That requires no like deep market quant insights. It's like, no, like just, okay, what networks are going to be used? Best guess. Let's see. Let's pick out of here, out of the top 20. Like, okay, AVAX I thought it was a pretty solid choice. TON because of the level of the connection with the Telegram app. Polygon because it was a big institutional pick even when crypto sucked and it was getting beat down. So I would imagine when crypto's good, Polygon might still have a chance. So that's just my guess. And then Solana has been doing very well, and I think Solana as well alongside Ethereum is just a force to be reckoned with, all in their own. So I'm just going to bet on these networks still being here over the next 5 to 10 years. And then of course Bitcoin. That's kind of where my head's at right now. If you can't beat them, join them, ZACKXBT. If you can't beat them, join them. I bet they offered you a nice little pretty penny. But maybe you're making your enemies or your friends close, but your enemies a little closer, ZACKXBT. I don't know. You tell me. But some people are a little sour, and some people are they're like, I don't know. Unless you're going to be auditing their books. Let us know. Let ZACKXBT, let us know what happened on 1010. We'd all appreciate it. All right, let's see who was reposting. Oh, and I said to, this got a lot of likes because Andrew Tate always makes these blanket statements. He's like, the government has been shut down for 36 days, the longest in US history, and absolutely nothing about your life is different. What is the lesson here? And I was like, only the fact, but it's because I used an example of like, well, now I'm feeling more obligated to try and help people. Cause like I know I've been in a situation where I'm like, man, I did need help, and some people did help, and it was like, thank the Lord. But like, there's a lot of people right now in my town that they were getting EBT, SNAP benefits, they were getting whatever benefits they were getting, and they got like rug pulled, you know? They weren't really expecting it. It's not like they were expecting, because some people get maybe like 300, maybe they get a couple hundred, but that's like the difference between their kids getting certain things for them to be able to like take for lunch for school. So you got to like break it down kind of like as above, so below, macro, micro, like, okay, it's not just people taking advantage of the system, which they're everywhere in anything that money's going somewhere that people are going to get. There's going to be a group of people that are going to take advantage of it, of course. But that's a very small percentage of where the funds go. And the majority of the funds go to people that actually do need it. That's the truth. And so this whole, the Democrats did it, the Republicans did it, it's their fault. It's this whole like back and forth BS is only hurting people, which are the kids that actually are the ones that that need the food. Is the kid a Democrat? Is the kid that literally has to eat a cheese sandwich? Is that a Republican? Oh, it's a MAGA kid, so screw him. Oh, it's a Democrat kid, so screw that kid. Can't eat. Sorry. That's BS. So they need to shut the hell up, and they need to find the money and fund the account, because they could fund it for Ukraine. They could fund it for whatever the hell else that's going across the pond. But millions of people just got rug pulled on EBT, and they can't find the funds. Screw them all. And then it shows that what we have to do as a community, we just got to be like, who cares about the damn government? They're doing a terrible job anyway. Let's do our own damn job and help these people. You go in your freaking cabinet, go get a box, go to the grocery store and get some extra food, because the government sucks. And some people do need help. And you can't blame them like it's all their fault. And no, you don't ask the question, you just help. Oh, they're abusing the system. No, there's kids that legit need the damn food. So stop it. Go help and shut up. So I said, yeah, people are affected. Only the fact millions didn't receive SNAP EBT assistance. And yes, you can have all your stuff to say about this. Oh, it's their fault. They're poor, blah, 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 brokies. But you can't blanket statement an entire section of people in America that actually do need the help. Like saying it's just lazy people that are taking advantage of the system. That's not always the case. So I said how it's affected me is I'm getting boxes of food ready to help out in my community because I feel bad, because it sucks, because that's the truth. It's not just your blanket assumption that, oh, it's just a bunch of lazy people getting handouts from the government. Get your head out of your ass. It's not like that. It's not black and white like that. So that's kind of how I feel about that. People like this love blanket statement crap, and it's like, Andrew Tate, now you don't live in the real world. You did when you were poor, but now you live in a false reality that you freaking built up in yourself. That's why you're over in Dubai. Come over and just walk around in the cities and do a tour like you said you would, Andrew. No security. Come over here in America, Andrew Tate, and do a tour, no security, with your tiger paw. Andrew Tate's the biggest troll in the history of internet. He might be gay, actually. I think he's gay, which I don't care if he's gay or not. It doesn't. I don't have anything against gay people. So, but I think he's gay. I think he's a total troll. Also, in other news, people think that they're gonna escape New York and come to Florida and Texas and all these states. So someone drew this. They were like, by the way, Florida's not. It's actually up. It's up in Canada. It's above Maine. So if you want to go to Florida, it's actually we like how we changed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Florida is now Canada. So just so you know. Florida and Texas real estate prices projected. No. Because New York sees exodus of up to 1 million people. See, this is what they did to Florida before. Like, all these people sold their properties in New York and all these other places for like double, triple the market value of what Florida was. And then they came down here with cash against buyers in Florida that wanted to get a mortgage, and they got priced out because these jackholes from other states came in with cash and bought up the freaking properties. I think that should be illegal. And you should get tariffed. I want them all tariffed. I think you should all get tariffed. If you made a profit and you should be audited, you made a profit on something, you're getting taxed. And then your money is going to get put into making our schools better. How about that? Yeah, you want to make your money? Put it to something besides your ass getting retired. No, sir. No, ma'am. Not doing it. Yeah, I 100% agree. Tariff them. Anyone who's going to challenge me on this, I will debate you for all day. I'll debate you all day on that. I think the real estate market is an absolute scam. I think there should be caps on stuff. I think no person that is going to make $500,000 profit on their place in another income base in different, completely different minimum wage income in an area of this, in a different part of the country, and then come in here and then destroy the real estate where people that have to go to work at the hospitals, they have to work as a firefighter, cop, work at the school, and they can't even live in the city that they're working in. Get out of my state. That's crazy. Absolutely not. Tariff them. I hope they get tariffed 20%. How do you tariff a person? Oh, I got a couple ways. I know. Yeah. We think a couple ways. I thought this was funny though. Someone posted a picture of them buying a Porsche GTO, and they're like, "Thanks, Bitcoin." And we're over here trying to get we're over here trying to get the last like drop out of our toothpaste bottle and our shampoo bottle, filling it up. Like, thank you, Ethereum. We're just like, can you just do a 2x, please? All we want is a 2x. I mean, we're not asking for much. And then Ivan, let's listen to Ivan.
Richard will use tornado funds to guys.
So what he's talking about, before we get some context here, we only got about 2 seconds before we end this live stream because we've already went too long. I mean, and look here, let's be honest here. What do we got? Like 2.5 men. I knew it. We have 2.5 men. You guys still want leverage porn? Cool, go get it. All right, but yeah, 2.5 men on YouTube, and then I might have more on X. The X algorithm is probably a little bit better. I love having 2.5 men watching on YouTube. I love it. All right, the X algorithm is a little bit better. 56. Let's go. All right. Well, let's see. Where is
Keep praying.
Richard Hart has been moving around the funds from the SAC funds for Pulse Chain through Tornado Cash. People have been watching it. They're going crazy. They're like, what's going to happen? And Richard Hart's been basically cryptically saying, stop watching the wallets. Just chill out. You guys are ridiculous. You're making this thing way too complicated. But here's Ivan's thoughts.
Keep praying. Keep praying. It's one of the last bullish narratives left, but I'm with you guys. I mean, if he does it, it's good. But don't. Why you keep praying for it? Why you keep praying? I mean, I understand why, because there is no other option. This thing has to work out for you. If it doesn't work out, it's very bad. It's finito basically for a portfolio, and yeah. So I don't understand how. Like, talk about losing health, like losing nerve cells over that chain. Okay. Crazy. So will he pump his chain? Why? Why would he pump his chain? Maybe he will. I don't know. No one knows. Why would he? He has all his money, hundreds of millions, in Tornado Cash. He got it from selling the coin. You sent him ETH. He gave you coin, and now all the money is in Tornado Cash. Why move it out of there? It's very comfortable there. Why? I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. People, oh no, but he wants to prove everyone it can. Okay, he had 45 years to do it. Okay. Oh no, he will prove. He will prove because he has big ego. He will. You know what else is nice for ego? Opening your MetaMask and seeing 500 million there. That's very good for ego. Okay. That's. I would say maybe it's even better for ego than your crap chain pumping. Okay? If you ask me, you're like, no, Ivan, he will pump because he has big ego and he wants to show everyone how big ego he has, so he will pump so chart is big and nice. Or he can just open MetaMask and have big ego, stroke the ego by looking at the MetaMask. What are you speaking about?
Ivan, his laugh, somebody's like, but I do remember Ivan's laugh when he first saw the Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 new website, and he was like, what is this Harry Potter Obama Sonic? And he was like, he couldn't stand it. He was laughing so hard. He was like, what is this? It really is the best website in crypto. You can't top it. We even had to do an ode to the ticker with having the ticker going to the moon. This has actually been on my website for over a year now, so we really had to believe. But all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Yeah, YouTube is just being nasty, but yeah, let's see. Here, that we're gonna play a couple more clips. We're just gonna play these clips. Here is Elon's answer to Joe Rogan. If Elon had if he was able to had more power of when he was given some of the roles in the government, if he was like, hey, you can do this, go for it, what would he have done?
Total cooperation. How much do you think you could have saved?
I mean, what level of power are we assuming here?
Godlike.
Oh yeah, I could probably cut the federal budget in half and get more done.
That is so crazy. It is so crazy
Yeah,
that it's
get more done and federal budget in half.
widespread. It's that widespread.
Well, I mean, a whole bunch of government departments simply shouldn't exist, in my opinion.
Like examples.
Well, the Department of Education, which was created recently, under Jimmy Carter, our educational results have gone downhill ever since it was created.
So the point he's trying to make is that the whole gripe about the Department of Education and then the battle so there's a lot of people on the Democratic side, or whether they're Democratic or not, or maybe they're a little bit center, maybe they're leaning in different ways. They're like, why would you defund take down the Department of Education. Like, we need that money, but it's like, since the Department of Education has been set up, we've had the worst test scores. We've other countries have beat us. Like, we're ranked like terribly in terms of that. I mean, has it gotten really any better? Not really. I mean, really, if you think about it, it's very much like still like outdated with the textbooks, the tech that's in school, like the programs, like the funding, the lunches, the food. I mean, everything. It's terrible. I mean, it's like it's downright laughable actually how our schools are set up, and we have to kind of say, well, they're good, and you know, and it's like, yeah, they're good, but they could be a lot better because the money is being spent terribly, and we know what's happening. It's being funneled through these departments of educations and all these people. That's why do you think the Democrats and the Maxine Waters were out in the streets like banging on the door saying, you better not blah blah, because they're like, hey, you're gonna take the jig's up, you're taking our money. So that's kind of my thought.
So if you create a department and the result of creating that department is a massive decline in educational results, and it's the Department of Education, you're better off not having it, because we did better before there was one than after.
When you let the states run it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because at least the states can compete with one another.
So what it does is it breeds competition. Competition breeds innovation, and then it forces a narrative of if you don't outperform, we're going to go to another state, and then because this program's better, then it pushes states to go, well, then we don't want our state to be a ghost town. We don't want it to be where it's dead, you know, people don't even want to be here. Then they have to do something. So it's kind of like, it's a really interesting kind of way of thinking of how we have done the education and how some things end up being better off in the states. And that's kind of what makes it, quote, democratic or a democratic republic of how we have our legislation set up through the states. And so that's like, yeah, so Elon's definitely for like the federal government has done way more harm than good. And that like half the budget that's being gone to the federal government with these programs should have been put into actual programs to make the country better, safer, all that stuff. AKA go in the cities. What's the major issue? Okay, people are literally getting attacked on subways. Cool. Have cops on subways. Pretty easy. Why is that so hard? New York, everyone's like so focused on the election, but how about like the main transportation of what most of the people use is the subways, and you got people like with like plucking a chicken on the subway? Get the damn cops on the subways and let them do their job and start cracking heads, arresting people. You need to have a cop on every subway train and start tasing people, rubber bullets. I don't care what you do. Get the crazy people off the damn subways and start cracking heads. What's the issue? Are you with me here, or is there now one person watching? Yeah, cool. Go watch other channels. I don't care. Yeah, it's crazy. You're either all getting liquidated right now because the Bitcoin price is probably going down again, rugging you. Yes. I figured. Well, go watch your trades. Be careful. Oh, man. All right, well, anyway, guys. It's always a little disheartening when literally like I love you headband, I love you to death, like you're a saint, but like YouTube's doing me dirty, man. YouTube's doing me dirty. Bad. But it's all good. I'll still press on. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.